into the out homes and that blowing up the spot just like an afro. Puffed out into the out homes and that.
Hello, welcome to English Instructor. Just another beautiful day in paradise. Today we're going to talk about a very important grammatical feature in English composition.
The active and passive voice is an important grammatical feature in English composition. Several authors and professors have discussed the active and passive voice. Among them is Richard Lanham. To learn more about Richard Lanham and his famous revising prose, click on the link in the description box below. So what are the primary elements of the active and passive voice? The active voice uses the subject of the sentence as the agent of the verb. The subject initiates the action of a transitive verb. I rode the bus. I is the subject, rode is the transitive verb, and the bus is the object. So then what's the passive voice? The passive voice uses the object of a transitive verb as the subject of the sentence. The bus was ridden by me. The bus becomes the subject. Was ridden is the passive voice verb, and by me. Notice the object and the subject of the two sentences switch place. Also note that the verb tense does not change. Both sentences are in the simple past tense. Studying transitive and intransitive verbs can be rather challenging. Although I never quiz students on them, I do spend a little bit of time introducing them and discussing them. Basically, transitive verbs can take an object, intransitive verbs cannot take an object, and intransitive verbs can never be written in the passive voice. So these example sentences here are all written with transitive verbs because these verbs do take an object. Here's a brief list of intransitive verbs which again cannot take an object. So let's break it down a little bit. We have three transitive verbs here: close, bring, and drive. They are written in both the active and passive voice, and the verb tense has not changed. What you want to note here is that the subject and object change positions. Writers and professors prefer the active voice because it's briefer and more concise. Now let's try a few exercises. They may help a little. The mouse was chased by the cat. This is the passive voice as we know, and it's also simple past tense. So we want to change the subject and object, switch the positions, and make it into active voice. Here we have the cat chased the mouse. Let's try a few more examples. All of these sentences are written in the passive voice, but they're also written in a variety of different verb tenses. Do not confuse the active and passive voice with verb tenses.
We interrupt your program English Instructor to bring you news and views. And while you're watching news and views, be sure to notice some of the vocabulary. You may even want to get a little help from a friend, a teacher, or a dictionary. What's your name and what do you do?
I'm Brendan. I'm going to be a freshman in college at the University of California, Santa Barbara, studying film.
Wow, filmmaking? That's so interesting. How did you get involved with filmmaking?
Originally my mom bought me a little Sony Handycam camera when I was 9, and I started making videos with friends in middle school. And then when high school approached, there started to become classes I could take and internship and job possibilities that my parents set me up with. And from there I just further pursued my dream, and now I'm into college and I'll be studying it for the next 4 years.
Wow, congratulations getting accepted to a university. What genre interests you most?
Drama interests me a lot. Also humanitarian and environmental documentaries.
What's your future plan with film?
After college, I hope to move to LA or Hollywood to further pursue my dream. Maybe work on some sets, and if not, work with some nonprofits doing videos for them.
Wow, it's all so interesting. I look forward to watching your future famous film.
Thank you.
I conducted this interview in the summer of 2013. Brendan is scheduled to graduate from the University of California in Santa Barbara 2017. Since the interview, he's been involved in several video and film projects, including Go Glean, Youth Focus Africa Foundation, World Literacy Project, National Park Service, and many others. To learn more about this very talented young man, be sure to visit his webpage. Click on the link in the description box below to visit his video channel.
That was News and Views. I hope you had a chance to notice the vocabulary. Be sure to practice some of the vocabulary in your future conversations. Now back to your regular program.
Okay, back to our example sentences. You may want to hit pause in order to give yourself a little bit of time to review your answers. Okay, these are the answers. Notice how the active voice is briefer, stronger, and more concise. You'll also notice that the verb tenses remain consistent. Also critical to the active and passive voice is that the subject and object change positions. So practice writing with the active voice in your future essays and compositions. I'm sure your English professors will appreciate it. Good luck and have fun writing.
Well, that concludes this video of English Instructor. I hope you thought it was interesting. Please be sure to watch another video. I'll see you later. Bye.
Pumped out in the